Yeah, good morning. Bang Bang Rail. Years ago, I lived in Kingston. I've had plenty of problems in Kingston. First of all, I got nicked. Then it got chucked, and then I lost the company I was working with. I was earning good money. My place was unbelievable, absolutely stunning. And me and my Danny fell out. The old man tried to kill me 3 or 4 times. Me and the old man never really hit it off, you know. He tried to take lots of things off me and he couldn't, and it comes to wars. Anyway, in the end, um, I just left it, just left the old man, let my Danny do what she wanted to do, just let it go, yeah. Been stabbed a couple of times. I knew it was the old man that set people to do me. And anyway, one day I'd been away, come back, and people had gone in my house and shot my dog and put 2 bullets in my dog. Run in my house, lets all shot goes everywhere. Chased my son up this spiral staircase. My son hid in my little private cubby hole. They couldn't get in. Once he was in there, they couldn't get in there, mate. But they shot everything up, yeah. Anyway, so then I started hurting people that I believed that they was involved, because people that I'd owed money to and people that done this to me, that to me, anyway. And I just left. I left Kingston and I thought to myself, well, I knew a mate of mine called Jamie Bennett. And so I said to Jamie, do you know of any places? He said, yeah. He said, look, Brentford Docks. There's some really nice places down here, way. So I went down to the docks and looked on this big chart, you know, of places for rent. But Brentford Docks, being that it was so beautiful, looked over the Thames, yeah, this marina, places were quite expensive, but it was nice. That was really nice. It used to be a big council estate, you know, but they changed it all to private. And once they started changing it private, everything changes. Some of the houses are there for £2 million, £3 million, but go on to the Thames and all this, you know, like it's really nice. So the flat I had, I bought off 2 gay guys, yeah. I was paying X amount of money a month, give them some big money up front because I had lots of money anyway. And I went to see my mate Tommy Keane, who had auctions round the corner. Bought some furniture off him, bought a big mirror and other things and bits and pieces what I needed for the flat. And I was happy, and the flat was nice, going on nice. I was taking my bit of coke now and again. I was really heavy on the coke, you know. When I say taking bits, I was quite heavy. This is what caused all the problems for me with my girl Danny, and every other thing, you know, just getting off my head. You don't realise how much off your head you are until people start telling you, and at the end you realise what you've done is, you go, oh, what? This is what ruined my life. Anyway, I'm in the docks. I go down to see Tommy Keane. I got all my furniture, but I asked Tommy Keane, look, mate, I said, look, I don't really need the money, Tom, but I want to be doing something rather than just running around hurting people and nicking money and things. It's a little job. So he gave me a little job in the auctions. Got a bit of the bollock with it, didn't want it, but Jamie Bennett, my pal, would pull up in a black cab and he'd come over and have a chat to me and give me something, and I'll go back to my place and get out my nut. Jamie was ducking about here and there, so you get a little bit of stuff. I'll go back to my place, get out my nut, and then after that, I thought to myself, yes, it's nice, I really like this. And I bought myself a little Staffordshire Bull Terrier, you know, with a long nose, but it was a miniature Bull Terrier, and he was absolutely stunning. But the only thing, he was a raving nutcase. Round by the docks, it's absolutely stunning around there. And I used to take him for walks every morning up and down, up to the Thames and around by the back and everything, round by Sign Park, all over the gaff, yeah. And one day I'm walking down by the Thames and I look, man, he'd gone. What the fuck? He just disappeared. Where had he gone? And I looked down, and what he'd done, he'd gone through the edges. He must have seen something. And he's gone straight into the Thames, but not into the Thames. If he had gone into the Thames, he'd have got drowned. But he went into this, all the stones and stuff that was down the bottom. It was all out. The Thames was out, yeah. So I had to climb down this ladder, and which was about 2-3 foot from where he was. So I had to jump down and I had to pull myself up with the dog. It was virtually like impossible, but I got up there, you know what I mean? Got him up, I put undone my shirt, put him in. He's only tiny, a miniature. Put him in there, and he's going licking my face. I'm trying to climb this ladder, and we got up, and he was stunning, but he had problems. The people that sold me to him said he's a bit of a bad boy, and he had problems, big bad problems. One day, me and him went to Richmond Park, and I let him off the lead, and he attacked about 4 or 5 deers, and he was mad. He was tiny, but he was a game. He was about I don't know, really tiny, but it was like a cat, you know, but muscular as anything, and he would fight anything. Honestly, it was just crazy. And he attacked these 2 horses with people on the horses, and that was it. I wasn't allowed in the park. Anyway, cut a long story short, I decided the best thing I can do is to give him to my mate, yeah, because my mate could handle him, yeah. So I give him to my mate, and I'm in the auctions with Tommy Keane, and my mate walked in, and he went, "Mate," he said, "that dog," he said, "it's mad. What am I going to do with it?" I said, "What do you mean?" He went, "I've got to give it to my sister. My sister's got like a farm sort of thing. I'm going to give it to her. I can't handle it." He said, "What's out of it?" He said, "Well, I put it in the cab of the van. It's a brand new van. I put it in the cab while I was going out buying some antiques. I come back and he'd eaten the steering wheel." I said, "What?" He said he'd eaten the steering wheel, everything on the steering wheel, the leather and all that. He chewed it all off and done all the seats. He said, "I can't handle that." He said he was mad. If you go walking with him, he would attack everything that was around, dogs, anything. I went, "Okay," anyway. I done my place up really nice, and I needed a girl. I thought myself a girl, so I got on the phone, and got on the phone to this girl, but the girl that answered the phone, she sounded like Brazilian or something. She was really nice. I tried to get her to come, but she wouldn't have it yet. So she got this girl for me. The girl pulled outside my house a MG convertible. When I see her, I thought, wow, she's beautiful, mate. Escort, come in. She bought some coke with her, got me on the coke, and I bought some more coke. We had a good night. It was absolutely stunning, really naughty night. Then she said to me, "Look, would you like go have a girls, have a game, yeah?" I went, yeah, I'm up for that. And she said, "Well, I've got two girls that'd love to come and see you." And I said, yeah, how much? Or X amount of money. I said, yeah, do it. So the following week, she come up the lift with this girl called Tamara, and she was stunning, big, not big, size 12, but stunning. And she used to run for England, but she'd done attendance in her leg and all that, and she couldn't run no more, big scar in her ankles and calves and everything, yeah. And she couldn't run no more, but she was stunning, fit, mate. So she come in, and then she said to me, her friend said to me, "Look, I've got a surprise for you. It's my sister, and come on." So she got on the phone, and I went to the lift, and all of a sudden, the lift come up, and this girl come up, got her to get out of the lift, mate. She had a fur coat on, and she had red suspenders on, and bra and knickers and everything on this big fur coat, and it was like, she undone it and showed me. Mate, I was like, just took back, and she was absolutely stunning. She was the same girl that talked to me on the phone like a Brazilian, but she wasn't a Brazilian, yeah. That was her little voice for the phone. She was, oh wow. Went into my house, my flat, had plenty of coke, had a right good naughty night, really naughty. And then knock at the door, it was my mate Compton. I said, "Come in, mate." And Ario, I shouldn't have said that, but she was talking to Compton. And then Compton said, "We'll be back in a minute, we're just going to shoot off." So I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "Oh, we're just going to get something." So they shot off and come back in about an hour. and she come in with some stuff I now know to be crack cocaine, right? And she got this little bottle, and she put it on this bottle, and it was a Martell bottle that she'd give me this stuff in, but she taught me that to do it on a Coke bottle, a big Coke bottle that you fill half with water, make a hole in the top of the Coke bottle in the middle of it, right, and then put a pen in it, a broken pen, and then put chewing gum around the hole, and put what's it called, it on top, silver paper on top with a plastic band, and just go away and start, put the crack on top with a bit of ash and smoke it. And she got me into that, and I thought, it's crazy. And I had a really good night, but the gear knocked me spark out, you know. Whoa, the first one, I couldn't believe the buzz. I thought, this is unbelievable. And she was gone with her sister, and she come back and sat on the bed. I just got into bed, and I was smoking, and she come in, and then she got hold of me, and she groped me and all this, and I thought it was just so stunning. It was crazy. And she said, look, here's my number, get in contact with me personally, and I'll come and see you. I went up, give her my number, Rash took her number, and that was it, she'd gone. And in my bathroom, I had maybe 20 bottles of aftershave. I loved it, I used to love aftershave. And I went in there, and a few missing, and she took some. This is the bird, she took some, I didn't care, just whatever. So I got on the phone to her, and she'd come over again, and then, I mean, it was just, I really get, you know how you fall in love with someone? I fell in love with this girl. I mean, she was just so beautiful, mate, and such a beautiful voice, and she could really sing. She could sing, and sometimes I play a bit of music, and she'd dance. I've never seen anybody dance like this. Well, dancer, crazy. And then I got more on the crack, and then Compton would come over my house. Compton, he'd come over with ash, and he'd mix the ash with the crack, and I'd be putting the ash on top of the thing with the crack in it, yeah, and smoke it. I was fucking gone, mate. It was costing me a lot of money. I was going through money like easy. I was doing $1,000 a week easy, and that's nothing to do on crack at that time. But you know, later on I got to know. But I was hiding the bottle in the cupboard so no one could see it, making out that, you know, didn't want no one to know that I was taking it, sort of thing. But everybody knew, I suppose, you know what I mean? Mugging myself off, making out I wasn't, but everybody knew I was, you know, the way I went, and fingers are burnt and all this anyway. So I happened to go, got a phone call. She said, oh, will you come and pick me up? And I went, yeah, come pick you up. So I had a little car, drove down to Acton Vale, and I drove down there to see her. And mate, when I see her, I melted, and her sister, I melted, yeah. And we went out and we had a good time. She came back to my place, stayed there. I got on the crack, and it was just like beautiful. And we go out to a pub, to a bar, and she was like so stunning that everybody couldn't stop but look at her, yeah. And the way she dressed was all really sexual, yeah, really sexual. Hiding nothing, but hiding it, you know what I mean? It's just like crazy, but look, anyway. And I got really jealous, started like having fights in pubs with people and all this, going crazy. Lucky I never got nicks, you know what I mean? I was going mad. And then I started to meet people and go rob people, yeah, robbing people more and more and more, and getting more money and spending many more on crack. This girl was absolutely stunning, and she had a pop group, yeah, called Entice. Entice and Sugar Babes were both the same. I think Entice was better than Sugar Babes, but Sugar Babes was come up while Entice was under the radar. I was going abroad, singing and dancing, where well, the other lot was there, you know, was Sugar Babes was there, yeah. So all of a sudden, Entice come on the television. I see him on the television. I see my girl, and I went, God, you know what I mean? I was so happy to see her, and she was stunning, mate. And she got on the crack really, really bad. She had the group was fantastic, and because she got on crack bad, I think a lot of it was my fault. I have to tell the truth about it. A lot of it was my fault because I wanted her so bad that I thought to myself, well, she's on the crack. I understand what people do to go on the crack, to get more crack. They're doing all sorts of sexual things with guys just to get a £20, £50 crack rock. So I thought to myself, rather than go out looking for crack and doing what she's got to do. And she had a lot of money, you know, with Entice, but she'd gone through it very quick. But she had stunning, really stunning clothes and a nice car and everything, yeah. So I used to buy gear for her. I used to buy crack. I used to buy 200, 300, 400 quid's worth and give it to her, and then she'd smoke it and be more out of a nut and go out again, rather than me not give her it at all, you know. And anyway, but I was to give it and got her more on crack than she was anyway. Yeah, so it was my fault that made her like she was. And one day went down Shepherd's Bush to see a pal of mine, and I'm walking down Amsterdam Grove Road, and Amsterdam Grove Road, I could be Amsterdam Grove, and I bumped into this girl, and she was a mate of mine's daughter, a mate of mine's sister. And so I said, oh, where are you going? She said, what are you doing? I said, well, you know, I've got myself a little hotel around the corner, and I'm staying there for a couple of days, just doing some business, you know, away from Brentford. She said, can I come up? I said, of course you can come up. She said, you got anything? I said, what do you want? She said, do you smoke? I said, oh, here we go. I said, yeah, I do. She said, I've got a pipe. I said, get some stuff. So I went, come on in. So when I got some gear, and I was with this girl, and this girl was nice. And we had a bit of a dirty night, and all of a sudden, in a hotel, upstairs, knocking on the door, who is it? It's Ariel. I went, oh dear. She come in with this girl, knew this girl. I thought it was going to kick off, but we had a good night. But Ariel went crazy the way I done it, yeah. Even though we had a good night, I was falling in love with this Ariel. Really falling in love with her big time, yeah. The group she had was a group called Entice. She was one of the lead singers, and she was fantastic at what she was doing. She was really, really good at what she was doing, yeah. And they was up there with Sugar Babes, up there big time, and she was stunning. And one day I went to one of the girls' places, house with her, and they was going mad at her because the group wanted to get together and and do more to the album and this, that, and the other. And Ariel let them down, wouldn't do it because she was on the pipe. And it was me. Right at the very end, I realised it was me that was causing the problem because I was getting her more on it, and I was out of order, you know, me, you know. And in the end, she said to me, "Look, I can't see you no more because you're making things more worse for me by giving me money to go on the gear." And I thought, oh fuck, you know what I mean? And I thought, well, you know, okay, I won't give you. And I said, no, you've got to stop. Anyway, I went a bit mad. I went crazy. I thought, fuck it. And she had a nice car. She had a little Triumph Vitesse convertible, yeah, an old one. It was lovely, mate. And of course, being the person I was, a bit of a fucking lunatic nutcase, I went down there about, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning with a big knife and just whipped the top of the roof, the convertible, rips it to pieces. And her sister, the runner, was looking out the window and see me. I run up the road, and who was on my case? The sister, running. And I thought to myself, I'm running like to get away from her. I can't get away from her, mate. That's her game, running. Even though she doesn't run for England no more, or whatever, or where she runs, she's still very fit. and she can run miles. And I'm running, and I can't get rid of her, mate. I'm acting over the bridges, all this, and she's right behind me, calling me all sorts of names and everything. She then stops, gets to the phone box, phones the police, tells them she's on my case. But imagine, she's on the phone box, phoning the police, so you can imagine she's in the phone box for what, 10, 15 minutes phoning the police? But she catches me up. She catches me up. It's only a big long road. She's catching me up. I've got down to Southampton, and it's snowing, and it's icy as anything. And I run up this, all of a sudden the old bill pull up 2 motors and they're chasing me. And I run up this hill and I slide because I've got these boots on. And I fall to the floor and they all jump on me and I'm throwing them all round the gap like, as if they're babies, like little babies. I'm throwing all round the gap, but I can't win. I know that I'm going to get in trouble and going to get myself more trouble, so I just let it go, let them do what they've got to cuff me. Took me to Acton police station, banged me up. And the old bill came in and said, "You want a bit of trouble, son, aren't you?" He said, "I said, what was that?" He said, "Well, you know, you've done this and that and damage and this, that and the other, and, you know, you're in trouble." So all of a sudden they come in, undone the door, I said, "Go on, you can go." I said, "What do you want to go?" I thought I said, he said, no, you can go, there's no charges, mate." So Ario, her sister, was wanted to nick me. Ario, she wouldn't nick me. She just would not nick me. She said, "No, someone else done this before. It's nothing to do with Ray. It wasn't Ray. No way. It wasn't Ray. No, my sister got it wrong. It was not Ray. He might have been at the car, but it was not Ray. It was done before." So they had to let me go. So Ario now, I'm back with Ario. And so I'm looking after her again, buying her crack. It's getting worse again. It's getting more the more it was before. I'm buying her crack. I'm having fights with people, right, that are buying her crack and trying to take liberties with her. I was over the park one day and she come back and she started crying. I said, "What's up?" She said, "So and so has pulled me into a room and took liberties with me, right?" I went fucking mad. I got hold of the guy. The guy stabbed me with another guy down by some garages. Stabbed me and left me there. I went to hospital. I was quite bad. And then I got out and nearly killed this guy, man. I smashed him to pieces. You know, but, you know, it was for the grace of God that I never died, you know, when he stabbed me up. But sometimes you can be stabbed and nothing really happens, and the next time you can be stabbed in a certain place and it does your artery or something, and you can nearly die, which happened to me, yeah. Anyway, I didn't die because I'm still here. So now I nearly kill him. She's banging loving me again. So I get a bit of money. I start working. I'm with my mate Jamie. We're getting a bit of money, and I get about, I don't know, 20 grand for me, yeah. I spend some money on clothes, buy her some stuff, and everything's going sweet. So she suggested that I get a room in a hotel so we can have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a game. So I decided to go to the airport and I get a suite, a big presidential suite in a place called the Radisson Edwardian. And I get this big suite, it's got all this in it, bottles of champagne, big magnum bottles of champagne, it's got a massive great big jacuzzi bath and all everything in there. Massive. So all of a sudden, knock at the door, open the door, and there she is, Ario, with her sister, with about 3 or 4 girls, stunning black girls, all black. Come in, before you know where you are in the park, they're all naked, running around. I loved it. But I went in there with X amount of money and kept buying crack. One of the girls going out, getting a cab, coming back to crack, and they was nicking it off me, you know. They was just nicking it off me. But in the end of the day, who cares? You know, you care at the end, but at the time, you don't care. So I didn't care. It was like just good. I was having a bit of fun, having a laugh, loved it. Until I had to go after 2 or 3 days. I'd done 14 grand cold blood. never had enough money to get a cab, because after yesterday, I never had nothing to get a cab. I was going mad. They all left me. Ario went with the mates, and I was left there, no money to get a cab. So I had to go all the way back. I couldn't get a cab, not pay them at the airport. You have to pay at the counter, give them a card or whatever you got to give them, money, cash, they give it to, and then they go. So I didn't have no money to do that, even though I said to the guy, look, I've stayed here, I paid up front. He said, no, so you can't, you got, anyway, so I couldn't. So I had to walk all the way to Brentford Docks, which I did. And I got there and I was out my nut. Crashed out, and I was out for 2 or 3 days. Out my nut, you're gone. And I woke up eventually, and I thought to myself, I've got to get some money. So I got some more money. I was earning good money, Me and Jamie went out, earned some money, and got hold of Ario, done the same thing. But I was making it worse for her because I was getting more gear and she was getting more out of her nut, and it was getting worse and worse. She was meeting guys and doing all sorts of things. So it was my fault that she turned out like that, yeah? My fault, not her fault, my fault, yeah? I know she can say no, but if someone's with you and they're taking it, it's no, you're going to take it, it's one of them things. So then after all that, I mean, me and Ario, we were having little rows, little fights here, a bit of fights there, but we're still the same. We're still together. And one day she came up to me and said, look, I'm going to America. I went, what? I said, I'm going to America. I said, wow. She said, look, N-Ties have been in touch with me. My agency's been in touch with me and want me to go to America with Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown and do a record. Now a record of dance and sing and this, that and the other, because she was one of the best dancers in England at that time, yeah. I went, God, I said, that's lovely. I'm really so pleased because I want to try and get off that shit. I went, lovely, babe, and she went. And a couple of days she phoned me up and things were nice and she's really happy. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, she's over the moon. And then the phone calls died, and I thought, what's going on? You know what I mean? She wasn't phoning me. And then one day she phoned me and she started crying. I said, what's up, babe? She said, oh, Ray, things have got worse since I've been out here, I'm coming back in a couple of days. I finished what I was supposed to have done, but I've got to talk to you when I come home. And okay. So I went to the airport, picked her up. And when I see her, I wanted to cry, man. Her hair was all like in bubbles. And she just looked in a bad way, yeah. She just looked in a bad way, man. And I got in the cab with her. And I went up by cab and I got in a cab with her and I said, what's up? She said, look, let me go home first. Tomorrow I'll have a talk to you. I said, okay. Tomorrow came, but I couldn't see her, she was sleeping. So the next day I had to see her, took her out. But I didn't take no stuff or anything like that. I just went out, went somewhere and sit down, had a little drink, and a little talk. And she said, Ray, I've got to say this, but I've got to go in hospital. Why? What's up? She said, look, I've got to get off this shit. She said, Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, they took advantage of me, yeah? They got me on the crack, really, really bad. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, I was so bad, they was just abusing me and taking my liberties with me, Ray. And he said, she said, I had to get away from him in the end. He said, Bobby Brown was the worst, he wouldn't let me go. I went, fucking hell, wow. And she said that Whitney Houston was like doing things with her you wouldn't believe, yeah? And I went, fucking hell, I couldn't believe it. It's knocked my pipe out. And she was crying and she was telling me, and I knew that she was telling me the truth. Well, because why would she lie about something like that, yeah? So I went, oh my God. She was in the right bad way. And do you know when someone's in a bad way, they want help. So rather than take her to the Priory to help her, what did I do? I bought her some crack. And it started all over again. And it got worse again. And I was doing fucking silly jobs to get money to support her on the crack. She was doing the same thing, going out, meeting guys, doing all sorts of things for crack. So Whitney Houston body band made her 10 times worse than what she was when she went out there. And fucking hell, man, you know, it's for people to do that to her, you know, it's like, why? Why would you want to do that? You know, but they did, and they took liberties with her, and she come back in the right bad way. So I started doing bits of work, getting money and doing the same things, looking after her, making sure she needed it or whatever. And she was getting worse and worse and worse. She was looking worse. One day, I picked her up and we walked on that crack. You seem to walk for fucking miles, you know, to get more crack. And we walked down to East Acton to meet some people, and they give us some crack. And she got this big wooden box, cardboard box from one of the Tesco's or something, and made it up and just got inside the box and started smoking crack in the middle of the fucking road. Mind you, it was in the morning, late in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so there wasn't many cars. If they did car come, then they'd kill us down dead, right? And she folded the box up and took it with her. And I'm going, no, leave it. So then we bought some more. A guy pulled up on a bike, give us some more gear. Walking down the road, she wanted a pipe. When we opened the fucking thing, it was a rock. It was a stone, a big stone. A big white stone. This guy fucking folded up and put in a thing and give it to her. Cost me nearly 200 quid. And I was going mad now. I said, you know where these fucking guys live? And she's, yeah. Down Shepherdsburg Road. I said, right, you know, we're going to go down there now and sort it out, you know. So I went down and like a nut, you know. Got myself a big machete, you know. Went to fucking something, got a big machete. Went down to this gaff and I chopped the fucking door like he was chopping a match. I was going through the door like a lunatic. Lucky it was on the ground floor, mate, because these guys shot out the window like, like Batman. Sure, they was gone, mate. They was, fuck me. I was chopping the door and mate, I swear down, yeah, I'd have chopped them up if I'd have caught them. Thank God that I didn't, yeah. And what they took liberties with them, they took liberties with me, chopped up, and they run out so quick that they left all the stuff they had and everything they had on this big coffee table. Alvio picked his bag up and put it all in the bag, money, gear. She had about 4 ounces of crack in this bag and all money. So she was over the moon. I mean, she was lovey-dovey for about 3 or 4 days, you know. But anyway, it comes to an end. So I had to get more money. And by this time, I got a friend of mine's given me a flat. The one that burnt down, that tower that burnt down of Elaborate Grove, you know, I lived in a gaff called, I forget the name of it now. Anyway, in a flats there, big flats, yeah. So I lived there right next to the gaff that got burnt down. So I'm in this on the 10th floor, and she was coming to see me, we were smoking crack and have a good time. We had a good time. And a guy got hold of me one day, he said, what are you doing? I said, well, a good pal of mine. He said, what are you doing? I said, well, you know, just same thing really, but I want to get some money. He said, when it come over later and have a chat. So I went over and see him. I said, what's up? He went, I got into the car phone warehouse the other day for the wall and I nicked a load of phones. I went, fucking hell. He said, yeah, about 10 grand's worth of phones been my pal. We put in the back of the van. I went, all right. He said, look, you know, come and have a look. So I drove down there and obviously the wall at the back was all done up and everything, yeah, all bricked up and everything. But went down to where it was and he showed me the place and he went, why don't you do it? I went, come on, I was on crack, I was out my fucking nut, I needed money, and I went, yeah, I'll do it. So I decided the best way to do this would be, as he said, dress as a police officer, go in there as a raid. But you've got to remember, this is a car phone fucking warehouse. So why does it need raiding? But it's all part of this, what we're doing. Who gives a fuck? So he tells me as someone that's got loads of police uniforms and custom excise uniforms, they nicked out of a van. So I went, why did they give them to me? Not give them to me, I'll pay them for them, you know, after what I've done. So I said to him, look, they went, no, give us a few bucks. So I went to my mate, I said, look, get some money. So give me £1,000, I give him £1,000. I owed them some more money for the uniforms because I bought them as such, yeah. They didn't want them back, you know, fuck that. You know, in this case, you've got to buy them off us, yeah. So I give them £1,000, but I owe them a few more bob. So I took the uniforms, I had a few police officers' uniforms, sergeants and all that, and one SO19 fucking thing, yeah, all the gear. And I had some custom excise uniforms as well. So I decided to do this place as Old Bill. So I've got everything prepared. I'm with Vario, she's lovey-dovey and all this. Don't go and do this way. I don't want you to do it. Don't want you to do it. You know, fuck it. We don't need the money. I said, listen, we do. I need some money, yeah. And this car from where I said, well, it's got to come to a lot of money. This, you know what I mean? So actually, anyway, pulls up a great big lorry outside this fucking gate, the gates that lead into this place. Now, I'm there, SO19, my mate Steve, the one of grass, he's the driver, but I'm in the back smoking crack. I've got crack to go in and do it. Be like a nutcase, yeah, man, my nut. I'm waiting for two guys to come here who's going to put the custom excise uniforms on and go in like that. So all of a sudden, from nowhere, these people drive up the fucking one-way street and it's camera to fuck, come up to me as custom excise, put the uniforms on. I walk in there, the van's outside, I walk in there with them, but there's already a lorry gone in there unloading. So as I'm walking down, the lorries come out, but they pulled the shutters down, the shutters, the electric shutters come down, right. So I bang on the door, and it opens up, there's this manager geezer. I said, SO19 customer excise, we've got reason to believe the phones that you've just received are from a robbery, and this, that, and the other, and the two plugs for it. Anyway, some shit had come out with it, it worked, yeah. I had a what do you call it, one of them fucking things you hold, you know, a little thing, clipboard and fuck knows what have you, and bits of paper on it, so it looked good. Let me in. These kids are fucking kids. They're supposed to run upstairs and take the hard drive out, and that's it. So they run upstairs. They don't bother about the hard drive. What they do, they go around to all the people that are in there and nick all their jewellery, all their watches, and all their laptops, and whatever they can take, phones and everything. But there's all phones downstairs. They're so stupid, it's unbelievable. But they don't take the hard drive. I'm downstairs, massive great big container full of phones, Razor phones, full of them. And then now I've got everybody tied up. Everyone's got to be cable tied. I'm saying for their own protection, my protection. So that everybody's cable tied. 20 people, 10 people, 10, 5 people, whatever. Everybody's cable tied. Floor manager, everybody. There's a big black van in there, a massive van. Brand spanking new that must deliver the phones to where they got to deliver them to. I'm telling them that I want all them people in the back of the van, lock it up, for my own safety. Now, the floor manager is going, these ain't police officers, they're robbers, going to rob my place. Rob the gaff. He's shouting out, they're going to rob the gaff. Everybody's going, we've all got fucking cable ties on, but this nutcase, the floor manager, decides to come rushing towards me and snaps, let's take some snapping men thing, mate, snaps his cable ties. So he's come over to me to go, well, I've got this SO19 stuff on with these gloves on, big gloves, leaded gloves. I hit him and his jawbone comes out the side and this, that and the other. Get away, smash all the cars up in the air, and that's it. I then get some money, go to the flats. It's Stepping House, that's what it was, a place called Stepping House. I'm in the flats, got money, I'm out my nut. Ario comes up, I'm out my nut. I've had a good night, I'm out my nut. Ario goes, but it's just mad. Because before all that, I'm in a hotel with Ario. Before, but I've had the money from the job, I'm in the hotel, I decided to go home to Stepping House, and this, that and the other, right? But Ario's being funny, what's going on, right? So go to Stepping House, I'm on the gear, she ain't come up. All of a sudden, knock at the door, there's two women. I'm fucking stoned. Yeah, what's up? Can we talk to you about your television service licenses and bits and pieces? I said, no, cram the door. Great, it's $2 bill. They've caught my mate Steve, he's gassed me up, he showed them where I live. Anyway, it's all goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. They nick me, right? And then that's it then. I mean, everything happens to me. There's a big story about what goes on in me, how I'm nicked, I get the IPP, but it's not about that, it's quickly about Ario and crack cocaine and bits and pieces like that. Anyway, eventually I get put away. They tried to get me for another charge, and a serious fucking charge they tried to get me on. It's madness. I get off of it. And I'm on about a serious shot where I smashed up Isle Crown Court. I went fucking nuts and smashed all the dock up when they tried to get me on a serious charge. But I was not guilty, it wasn't me. Yeah, you see, I hit the geezer down the high street, but it wasn't me that done anything else. They tried to flip me up on it and I got off of that, yeah. When I got my IPP, I was in a cell with a guy. I had a phone, and I made a phone call to Ario, but her sister Tamara picked it up, and she said to me, how's it feel? I said, how's what feel? She said, how's it feel? I said, how's what feel, Ario? Tamara. She said, you're in lots of trouble. You're going to get big bits of bird, you fucking arsehole. You dare fuck my sister up, you fucking wanker. I grassed you up like that. I couldn't believe it, mate. I was grassed up so many people, I didn't know who was the actual grass. There's about 4 people that I put my name to it, and she said that, and mate, I nearly cried, you know, anyway. And when I come out of prison, after me doing my sentence, I'm in Ealing High Street, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. This car goes by me, does a right there by McDonald's in Ealing High Street, Ealing Broadway. And it does a right, and a woman gets out of the car and shouts to me, you wanker, I've just done fucking 10 years IBB. And then shouting out in the hostel, yeah, you wanker, yes, that and the other, you know. And it's Tamara, Ario's sister. After me doing 10 fucking years, she's still pissed off with me, yeah. I went, shouted out, do sort of favour, just leave me alone, go away, yeah. And she went, and about 4 or 5 days later, I'm in Starbucks or one of them fucking Costa coffees. I come out there and I could not believe it. I bumped into Ario's mum, very small woman, very nice woman, with her sister. And I said, hello, what? And she looked at me and she said, hello, Ray. She said, I'm sorry that you got put in prison for such a long time. The sister, she was, you know, she said, you look really well, right? And I said, okay, no, after 10 years, I've got to be looking well and trained, you know, but I was gutted. I said, how's Ario? She said, well, she's moved. And then I went to Ealing Town Hall. Her brother was working there. I went there to see her brother, to apologise to her brother for the way I'd done. I bashed him up really bad. Done all his, and just smashed him to pieces because he hurt Ario, and I wouldn't allow that. And I apologised to him. He fucked me off, and you know, it just all went by side. I never see her again until what? I don't know. Maybe how long ago? 4 years ago. I was on a train going to Ascot. I was coming back on the train. I noticed this woman going to the toilet, and when she come out, I looked at her and I thought, she's beautiful, man. But after 10 years on the pipe, bits and pieces, she come out and I'm looking at her and I didn't really, I'm sitting down there and she'd gone by me, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck me, it's Ario. That's Ario. I couldn't believe it. That's Ario. And then I got off just to walk through the train and she must have got off, yeah. Got off the train. She seen me, she knew it was me, and she got off the train. And when I couldn't find her, and I was gutted, yeah, so when I got off the train to meet my pal, I come back to London, and I was talking to my mate about 4 months after. He said to me, do you know a girl called Ario? I went, yeah, of course. He went, I see her the other day. He said she was talking about you, that she see you on the train. I went, fuck off. He went, I'm telling you, she's in Reading. She's a crackhead, way, and she's in Reading. She's on the gear really bad, really bad, mate. I went, listen, find her for me. I want to see her, mate. You don't give her no gear no more. Keep her and leave her alone, yeah? But she looked stunning when I even see her this time. Whether or not it's telling me the truth, I don't know, but yeah, she lived in Reading. Anyway, just a quick story. Bang, bang, Ray all. Please press the like button and subscribe. Nice one, boy.